Hey everybody, it's Chance here yet again with another episode of Paranormasight. What happened last time is we got some of the parties meeting together, and we learned some information about our good friends. So first, what we started with was we learned that, we learned many pieces of information. Um, oh, I got some more info here. The case remained unsolved until Kichiro Iwai was determined to be the culprit during the investigation of the Honjo serial killings. So, what we did last time was, let's see. Sorry, I'm like taking a look here at the game. I probably don't need to do this last time on, but I like to do it even if I'm not good at it. Um, so last time, we had some overlapping of parties. They all met each other. So first, we needed to bring our cast, Yoko and not Yoko, Yuko and Mio, over to the school so they could meet with our detective buddies before my everything falls over. Um, Sorry about that. I have a stand that holds my phone on my desk, but that just fell over. It made a loud sound and kind of scared me a little bit because right now I'm trying to play this a little more atmospherically and everything is falling. Everything is falling. So I have everything in darkness other than my computers, of course, lighting things up. Um, and I have a candle here. It's a Macintosh scent. Been really into apples lately. I want to get this. A local candle maker apparently has this scent based off of apple orchard. And after I get through my current candle supply, I do want to get that. So that's in the cards. I love the smell of apples and apple orchards. I can't wait until I'm actually in time for apple picking season next year, unlike this time where I did it essentially last minute. But I know better now and I prepared. But what we learned was so we got some overlapping between Jin Ario, Tetsuo, Yako, and Mio, and they updated one another about the stuff that they saw and the stuff that they learned um, to one another. They kind of came to some conclusions about this and that, you know. Then Tetsuo and Jin met up with Richter and Harui. I don't know how I was pronouncing it. And via this work, we learned that mayhaps Michio is alive? Question mark. I think she's possessing Yako, and that's probably what is being done there. And so that unnatural rage she felt when Hitomi and Jonouchi were chatting in the classroom was from Michio. And what was being talked about there was Michio being like, is he blackmailing another fucking person? I swear to God. Which is interesting, because so the falling apart body, the way that it looks, might be due to the Fool's Procession. It's unclear, because we've never used it. But from what Mio said about possession, that it usually the person themselves doesn't notice because it either aligns with their interests, and they don't really get any side effects until they know about it. So Michio is probably possessing Yako. So the storyteller made us pause and go, "Where do you think Michio is?" And I was just like, I mean, the candy shop, and he said that was right. So yeah, so Michio is alive still, and our good friends up here Not the child. Unfortunately, he is dead. We learned that Michio's stepfather is actually idolizes Nejima, our serial killer friend from 20 years ago and of present time. And he actually is dead. Probably Michio killed him. And he was found dead in the home in a pentagram magic circle situation. Not necessarily a pentagram, but a magic circle situation. And we learned that he was the one who kidnapped Shuichi and was never planning on letting him go. He was doing it for child sacrifices, of which we learned that this woman, the former president of Hihaku Soaps and a large and a chairwoman, funded about. So we're gonna get right back into it. I love how when we start this, we always go to the top of Shogo here, and he's like, unremarkable young man. I mean, we started the game with him, but yet, you know, he does folk guitar as a hobby and wants a girlfriend. It's really a shame. It's really a shame. Anyway, let's go hang out with the girls. Seimen, Yakuya Sakazaki. The Rite of Resurrection is the inception of this whole affair. Yako and Mio decide to confront the man responsible for spreading rumors of it in the first place, Hideki Araishi. They find him in his frequent stopping grounds, the Kuro Kikyo Cafe. Sorry, taking a sip of my tea. I made some French breakfast tea with some honey. It is my favorite tea. I see that sticker. I see that God, you know, normally you'd be breaking school rules by just stepping foot in a cafe. Yeah, but the police officer let me? I'd be in hot water if you lied about having permission from the police. Remember that. You know, it'll be okay. We actually got permission from the police. So, what did you want to ask me? Sorry. Oh, hell yeah. Mockingbird 8 discovered. Which one's this one called? Sparring Sparrow Bros. Hell yeah. Sorry. Oh wait, was there something new there too? I wasn't paying attention. We just got more official details about this. I'll deal with that later. Whatever. Unamused man. A cafe. I've never been to one before. How exciting. Is it I'm curious. Why aren't students allowed in cafes? Is it like an alcohol thing? Or do they just have a perception as a certain type of thing? That's a cultural thing that I cannot understand because I don't know. It's pretty smelly inside because of the cigarette smoke, but let's see. A coffee shop on South Waragesi Street. Kurokikyo's cafe's convenient location has made it a favorite of businessmen in the neighborhood. Although formerly a relaxing location where classical and jazz music were played, the cafe has started incorporating some pop songs into its playlist at the request of customers. The most popular menu item is a pilaf, served with black coffee, although cream soda topped with a large scoop of ice cream is also a popular choice. Fashionable Fashionable cafes featuring jazz and live performances were in vogue until the mid-Showa era, when the number of cafes offering a carefully brewed cup of coffee and a relaxing atmosphere began to increase. Many of these locations also have public telephones, making them convenient meeting places. However, they have also developed a reputation as a hangout spot for delinquents, leading a large number of schools to prevent their students from patronizing them. Or patronizing them, not patronizing. In the recent years, the table arcade games have recently become a big hit, affording cafes installing them a steady stream of customers. Ah, I see. I love how expressive this art style is. Wow, I've never been inside of one of these before. Give me a second, I'm exploring. Anyway, hi. About my curse stone? Yako? If you would. Right, I wanted to ask you about this. Oh my, a curse stone. An Okame mask, that must mean the Fool's Procession. You two were at the school of all you guys were at the school last night? Damn, they're of all places. Yako, you're one of them? You're a curse bearer? Please calm down, Mr. Araishi. Your reaction is too intense and it's kind of scaring me. Sorry about that, I'm afraid I got ahead of myself. I know I wanted the atmosphere, but I turned on the light because I want to be able to see my roommate come in if she does. I'd be so embarrassed. What is it you wanted to know about your curse stone? What would be the best way to approach this? I mean, flattering him, right? It's just, a brilliant teacher like you must know an awful lot about these curse stones. Well, it's true that I'm likely the person most well-versed in this matter. You're the one we can count on, Mr. Araishi. Won't you help us, please? Am I now? Well, in that case, there's no harm hearing what you have to ask. Nice, thank you. Let's see. Why is everything with the Rite of Resurrection and 7 mystery curse stones happening now? Oh, taken an interest now that you've received one of the curses, have you? You sound like a researcher, starting your questioning with your subject's origins. Mr. Araishi, you're not the one who triggered the curse, are you? No, I'm afraid I had nothing to do with that. Rather, I wasn't even attempting to do so in the first place. Completing the rite itself has nothing to do with my research. Then, do you know about the ancient Onmyodo ritual known as the Feast of Shadows? What's that? Something from the occult? Mr. Kurozuzu, you look like the type to be interested in those things, but it's outside my field of expertise. I only care about folklore. Oh, in that case, why do you think the rite and curses have appeared now? I believe this is an intentional work of someone. Certainly not something that would happen by accident. What is it? Why is it that you want to know? Well, you may not tell us anything if we say we're trying to stop the curse. We need to make something up. Right. Make something up! Well, you see, we just have such an intellectual curiosity, and we, think it could really help your research. I see, now that you mention it. Seems like he's reluctant to answer. Then what about? Ask about his research. Then what does the record of fates that you've been researching say about the Rite of Resurrection? Oh, I see, that's why you want to know. Allow me to first elucidate you regarding the author of the Record of Fates. A special privilege, I might add, since I have yet to publish this in a paper. Yeah, okay. The Record of Fates was written 200 years ago in the latter half of the Edo period. It was written by a skilled but little-known onmyoji called Seimen Tsuchimikado. This is important stuff. If nothing else, remember this. Seimen Tsuchimikado. I know Mikado, Chimikado, Tsuchimikado. I've never heard of him. I'm sure you haven't. He was born into a famed onmyoji family but split away to practice forbidden arts in secret. He used whatever name was most convenient for the records, or for the situation, so his real name barely exists in records. Or so it is written in the Record of Fates. Huh. As brilliant as Seimen was, he was also an eccentric. He delved into researching the Rite of Resurrection, a legendary forbidden ritual that had never been completed. However, by involving himself with this forbidden ritual, he was expelled from his family and eventually found himself in Honjo in Edo. The Record of Fates are the writings Seimen recorded on the road to Edo. I see. So he wrote how to perform the rite itself? The Rite of Resurrection makes use of Abai no Seimen's specialty, the Taizen Fukin ritual, a means of communicating with the afterlife. It uses the soul dregs to replicate the soul of a dead spirit that has been called. Oh, wow, I never knew something like that existed. Thus, it is thought that the only ones who can use it are those with the ability to turn human souls into soul dregs in the first place. so the Rite of Resurrection calls for that ritual to be performed in advance. Then, when the soul dregs are gathered and infused with the wish of whoever is performing the ritual, it can be completed. Its contents written in the Record of Fates end there. There's no more? What about the 7 mysteries or the curse stones? There's nothing written about them in the Record of Fates. The curse stones are separate from the Rite of Resurrection. Their curse is one used to enable one who is unable to perform such rituals to be able to use the rite. Huh. That's similar to what Mio said, actually. Let's see, Onmyojo. So, let's start with that. Onmyoji, an official appointed government position within the Bureau of Onmyo in the medieval Japan. Onmyoji were tasked with performing divinations and rituals. They would employ the Chinese philosophies Yin and Yang and Wuzhing, the 5 elements, to compose astronomical charts and almanacs. High-ranking practitioners used a variety of mystical arts, including ones that brought natural disasters and curses. Onmyoji were also tasked with exorcising demons through the uses of shikigami. Onmyoji thrived during the Heian period, in part due to the work of the famous Onmyoji and later founder of the Tsuchimikado clan, Abe no Seme. However, Onmyoji began to gradually decline in number after samurai gained control of Japan. At the same time, many of their miraculous arts were lost along the development of civilization. Although the services of Onmyoji were typically reserved for the upper class, there were a number of shomonji, or hidden Onmyoji, who worked for the common folk. As indicated by this name, the Rite of Resurrection holds detailed instructions on how to perform the secret art of reviving the dead. This forbidden ritual is said to have been devised by a once famous Onmyoji. Local researcher Hideki Araishi recently discovered the old manuscript and gave a presentation on it at an academic conference, sending ripples through the field of occult studies. According to the Record of Fates, this mysterious ritual was devised by the gifted Onmyoji Abe no Seme. It converts the souls of the dead bound for the underworld with soul dregs collected as sacrifices through the Taizen Fukin ritual. This secret art of converting souls to soul dregs is out of reach to all but the most skilled of practitioners. How are the 7 mysteries tied to the rite? I did not say that out loud. Excuse me, Mr. Araishi? What is it, Mr. Kurosuzu? You published a theory before the incident took place. It said that the Rite of Resurrection and origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo are related somehow. What proof do you have of this? You really know your stuff, but about that was somewhat a sensationalized piece written for occult magazines. Oh, really? It was just nonsense then? Not exactly. Rather, it's not a complete fabrication. There is basis for it. And that is? Well, I suppose there's no harm telling a couple students so passionate about this topic. Thank you. There is something I discovered from referencing numerous texts unrelated to the Record of Fates. It was just after Seimin arrived in Honjo. There are records of a conflict over a ritual used to resurrect the dead in Honjo. A conflict over resurrecting the dead? I don't know the details. A man enticed the public with claims of a spell that could resurrect the dead, causing a conflict that ended tragically with 9 dead. Ooh, that is the only remaining reference. 9 people fighting over a resurrection ritual. I call this tragedy the Honjo incident, and it has long been a subject of my research. And I suspect that the Honjo incident may be the very origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo. That would track, because there are 9 mysteries, even though it's a 7. So what you're saying is, the resurrection ritual at the root of the Honjo incident is the same in Rite of Resurrection? Yes, that is how the Record of Fates ties everything together. To put it in chronological order, first Seimin brought the Rite of Resurrection to Edo. We can assume that by this point Seimin was likely using a different name. Then, in Honjo, 9 people fought to the death over this rite, the Honjo incident. After that, the incident was covered up by an interested party, preventing it from being recorded in history fully. Eventually, it was passed down in incomplete pieces, becoming known as the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. That's more or less the course of events. Interesting. During the Edo period, a chain of events occurred around the certain resurrection of a spell became the basis. Okay. Well, that's all we get for now. So that's how they're connected. Then if I'm getting this right, The 7 mysteries are basically required to gather the soul dregs necessary for the rite. There's more. Hmm? With this most recent occurrence of the curse, I've become even more confident in my theory. You are? Yes, the reason for it being the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries etched into those who receive the cursed stones. Resentful memories. Yako, if you really are a curse bearer, then when you obtained your curse stone, you would have had a resentful memory imprinted on your mind. Oh, I did. Exactly. Those memories are what happened in the final moments of the 9 who died in the Honjo incident. Broadly speaking, they involve dying while bearing some deep resentment. The 9 victims became the 9 curse echoes, which over time became to be spoken as the 7 mysteries. Thus, gathering the resentful memories, and granted by the present curses and connecting them together, will reveal once and for all what happened during the Honjo incident. Ooh, exciting. Huh. That's why you must tell me about the resentful memories of your fool's procession, Yako. Mio, should I? Yeah, I think it's okay. We need all the information we can get, and it's not like he has a curse stone. So, yep, tell him all about it, whatever. Okay, Mr. Araishi, I'll tell you about the memory of the fool's procession. Excellent. So basically, it's about a woman who died falling from a Yagura tire at a festival. Interesting. It's not that one then. Oh, wait, she fell from a tower. Okay, that's why it looks like people fall over. So it's absolutely the fool's procession. I think I misunderstood something about these. Let's see. Well, she drowned herself for sure. Oh, there it is. She fell from the tower. Ah, yep, so... interesting. Interesting. Well, they were on fire. That's not really a question. He was hanged. You're getting crushed by feet in this one. Not that one. What do you mean? Among the 9 victims of the Honjo is among the 9 victims of the Honjo incident, that is to say, the 9 curse echoes, one of them is Seimon himself, or so I suspect. Huh? Seimon was one of the victims of the Honjo incident too? Meaning an Onmyoji just as powerful as him also became a curse echo. Right, it would make sense that the curse stone tied to a curse echo like that would be special. Maybe... Well, we know it's not the Whispering Canal. I know it's not the Fool's Procession. Could be the Beckoning Light. Could be the Taiko Sugaru. I don't think it's this one, but it could be this one. The power of a curse stone is different based on the curse echo? Meow, meow, meow. Then maybe with Simon's curse echo we could... Yes, we may be able to settle this whole situation. Hey, what are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing. Sorry. Mr. Araishi, how many of the resentful memories have you gathered so far? I have learned a number of them. The Evergreen Beach, the Foot Washing Mansion, the Ever-Burning Lantern, and now the Fool's Procession makes 4. Of those, the most important are the Foot Washing Mansion and the Evergreen Beach. What are they about? First, the Foot Washing Mansion. A non-Myoji appears distinctly in this one. Really? Not Seimon, I'm afraid. A female Onmyoji who sought the Rite of Resurrection due to her obsession with her personal appearance. Her legs, which she had always taken pride in, were stricken with corruption after she was defeated by Seimon. Her curse echo is notable for being particularly easy to fulfill the requirements necessary to use the curse. It is, yeah. The detective did well to escape this one. Teehee. So a female on Miyoji and the rival of Seimin was involved in the Honjo incident. That certainly is interesting. Next, to the Evergreen Beach. This curse echo is from a craftsman of Netsuke carving named Jinkichi, who was hanged for spreading baseless rumors. He apparently spoke something that granted the ability to bring back the dead. The Rite of Resurrection. Precisely. This man Jinkichi must have been in contact with Seimin. If I could just collect all the memories, everything will be revealed and the truth of the 7 mysteries will be mine. Let me just check. Let's see. Is the witch spoken here the one from this one? Don't think this one has anything to do with, this one has anything to do with Seimin directly. That is the knowledge I desire. Meaning you need to gather as much information as you can from the curse bearers. Precisely. I have an agreement to exchange the information with those detectives, but they might not even find the other curse bearers, so I must take measures of my own. Another thing. Yes? You never finished about what the trigger for all this was. Well, I don't know. Really? You're not hiding something from us, are you? It has something to do with how you obtain the Record of Fates, right? How did you really get a hold of the Record of Fates? To tell you the truth, we're in a race against time. It could be a disaster if we don't hurry. What are you talking about? Someone left a warning that at sundown today, they would use a curse to kill a lot of people. The one who left down the message is the culprit behind the Nejima murders from 20 years ago. What? Something so terrible will happen? I won't allow potentially hundreds of people to become victims of a curse. I'll do anything in my power to stop it. Mr. Araishi, please tell us everything you know. I'm sorry, but I truly don't know anything. The truth is, I was given the Record of Fates by a woman. A woman? Well, her voice sounded like a woman's, but I didn't see what she looked like. 1 month ago, while I was investigating at night, I suddenly heard a formless voice. A woman's voice? It said, I entrust you with this ancient manuscript and the Rite of Resurrection held within its pages. Spread rumors of this ritual far and wide as you can in the coming month. And before I knew it, an old document had fallen down at my feet. 1 month. She specified the time period? I was told if I did that, I could study the manuscript as much as I pleased. I wanted so badly to verify its authenticity, I ended up accepting. I haven't heard anything from the voice since then. It must have had you spread rumors in order to strengthen the power of the curse, to tie together the curse and the desire to seek out the right. This makes it likely the owner of this voice is the mastermind behind this all. Hence, I went public with the Record of Fates. Hikaku and occult magazines immediately jumping at the news was a financial boon for me. Huh? Hihaku? As in Hihaku soaps? Right, no, that's not important, just some personal business. After that, I waited, trying to predict what would occur in a month's time. That's when the curse began. Those are all the details I have. Very well. I've told you this much. I may as well give you one more thing. Thank you. What might that be? About Seimin's Records of Fates. There's a sort of continuation to it, another document called The Record of Fate's Yen Scroll. A continuation? Actually, a section written in Seimin's own hand was appended to the manuscript. according to which, after the Honjo incident, Seimon lamented such a calamity taking place. He apparently wrote an addendum for the event that the tragedy became its own curse. It seems that he had an idea that the victims of Honjo incident would turn into curse echoes and be used to gather soul dregs. It supposedly details how to handle any trouble that occurs in results of the Rite of Resurrection. Really, that's what we need. Hold on a second. Don't you find that strange? What's the matter, Miss Sakazaki? You think my information is inaccurate? If Seimon died in the Honjo incident, then he couldn't have written an addendum. You really don't get it, do you? Huh? Am I wrong? Have you forgotten the ability Seimon possessed? Of course not. He could use the Rite of Resurrection. Oh! You're telling me Seimon used it on himself? The Rite of Resurrection can be carried out in advance so that it activates when the soul dregs are gathered together. Then it is not possible. Then is it not possible that Seimon himself was resurrected at the rite after it all took place? This is interesting because it's also possible that the Rite of Resurrection requires the soul dregs and requires death, but won't necessarily lead to the person who the curse bearers want of resurrection to happen. It's just the general, which is interesting. But he'd still have to collect the soul dregs needed to use the rite. Yes, and that's why they died. The 8 others besides Seimon. What? They died in the Honjo incident for their soul dregs? That sounds like the same that's what's happening now. That's why I need the resentful memories, to learn the truth. I get it now. The issue at hand is that the Yin Scroll and the Record of Fates were supposed to have been passed down as a set. When I received the Record of Fates, the Yin Scroll was gone. Only this information was left. Supposedly, Seimon's blood descendants guarded it as they passed down the generations. It seems that over their long history, the 2 documents became separated and the scroll's location lost as the family line branched. Seimon had descendants? So there's someone out there related to him by blood even now? Yes. In fact, I've tried to trace the line as far as I could. It wasn't as well known in Aomyoji to begin with, so a detailed family tree doesn't exist. It seems likely the use of the manuscript has been long forgotten, only being passed down out of tradition. And since they aren't being aware of what they have, tracking it down is quite tricky indeed. I wish I could ask whoever that voice belonged to about the Yin Scroll. I'm sure you do. So basically, in the Record of Fates Yin Scroll, Seimon himself wrote about the ways to handle the curse and the rite, yes? Yes, that's right. I've been searching for it all this time, but I haven't found a single lead. So if you two find anything out about the resentful memories or the Yin Scroll, tell me immediately. You owe me that much for telling you all this, do you not? That is the real extent of everything I know. Okay. An old manuscript from the Edo period, written by a sorcerer who recovered the Rite of Resurrection. It is viewed as a priceless and authentic document due to its detailed account of how to perform the ritual. Hideki Araishi claimed he found it in a storehouse of an old private residence, but it was in fact entrusted him by a mysterious voice. The manuscript was written by Seimon Tsuchimikado, an onmyoji from the Edo period. He was an extraordinary adept practitioner, but after being banished from his family for researching forbidden arts, he changed his name and moved to Edo. It is said that Seimon Tsuchimikado, Order of the Record of Fates, wrote the Yin Scroll because he feared that the descendants of those involved in the Honjo incident might become cursed and used in the collection of soul dregs for the Rite of Resurrection. The existence of the Yin Scroll was indicated in a postscript added to the Record of Fates, but its whereabouts are currently unknown. It is believed to have been inherited by a descendant of Seimon. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. If you bring me some useful information, I'll take it in consideration for your school grades as well. Ha ha ha. Terrible teacher. I mean, he doesn't want to be a teacher, so he doesn't care. He doesn't care about being a bad teacher because he doesn't want to be. Street. We've learned a lot. Okay, so to sum it up. There was a tragic incident with people cursing each other for the Rite of Resurrection in the Edo period as well. And the Record of Fate's Yin scroll may have the info we want, since it details how to stop the rite. I think that's about it. Right. If we could just find the Yin scroll, we might be able to learn how to settle the situation. But even Mr. Araishi didn't have any leads on where it is. How do we start looking for it? Someone involved in this must now have some connection to it, I think. I have a feeling the mastermind who awakened its curses is involved too. Right. What to do next? So, Mia, what are we gonna do next? Good question. It may be best to give the information we've just learned to Inspector Tatsumi. We've got a pretty big clue from hearing about the Record of Fate's Yin scroll. Mr. Tatsumi might know more about it. Should we go back to school then? Yeah, that's our point of contact after all. Whoever's behind that voice that gave Mr. Araishi the Record of Fates, that must be the mastermind, don't you think? Yeah, and he said it sounded like it belonged to a woman. Whoever it is, I bet they're scary. Huh? You don't sound like the Yako I know. Then let's catch them and make them spill the beans. I thought you'd say something like that. Really? I guess I'm not really feeling that confident right now. I understand. I don't know if it's related to that woman behind the voice, but I'm also interested in the female Onmyoji who is a rival of Seimin. Oh, that reminds me, Mio. You know what's nearby here, don't you? Hmm? Oh, you mean where Michio... Yeah, where it happened. I was going there every day to leave flowers, even though they always got cleared away anyways. I'm sure it's hard, but it must have been hard to be reminded of Michio's death all the time. Oh, that reminds me. Yako? Yeah? When you asked me what to do at the spirit board 2 days ago, did you come here on that day too? Yeah, I left some flowers before going to school. Why? Did anything seem different that day? What's this all of a sudden? Though, now that you mention it, that day, I suddenly felt lightheaded and ended up passing out for a little bit. But I came out right away and felt fine, so I didn't think anything of it. I see, you are possessed. That was all I was wondering about, thanks. Hmm? Excuse me, you girls over there. Oh, this bitch. Whoa! I was wondering when he was going to show up again. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but something you said caught my attention. And who might you be? I'm Yutaro Namagaki. I should probably tell you. Until yesterday, I was a curse bearer. That should clear things up. A curse bearer? Oh, you don't need to be scared. I've already given up the curse stone of the foot washing mansion. The foot washing mansion? So you're the one Inspector Tatsumi was talking about? Ah, you already know Inspector Tatsumi. That makes this simple. Then there's nothing to worry about. Oh, hey. You're in the driver's seat. Oh my god. Yako? Yes, what it? Just now, was I doing something? Oh my god. Now knowing that Michio is defo possessing Yako. Oh my god. He was definitely the driver, and perhaps Ayame was in the passenger seat. Maybe the reason he wants to get it is to bring her back to life? Because he feels bad? Feels guilt? Probably not, though. Ugh. Right. I actually wanted to discuss something with you two. Would you come with me if you have a little bit of time? Discuss something? With us? We're talking about Michio Shiraishi, right? It's related to that. Huh? I'm sure you would learn a few things yourselves. Not now. Later is fine. I'll be waiting around Ryogoku Bridge. Something rubs me the wrong way about this, but he mentioned Michio. What do we do? His vibe's rancid. But maybe we should let no one know about our whereabouts? I, don't trust this guy as far as I can throw him, so... Let's go to school first. Sorry, but there's something we've got to take care of. We'll have to pass. Is that so? Well, that's too bad. I'm in no rush, so I'll be waiting at Ryogoku Bridge if you change your minds. Maybe it wanted me to do that? Well, I suppose we may as well hear what you have to say. Glad to hear it. Then shall we relocate elsewhere? Okay, so this is the logical conclusion for this. So, what did you want to discuss with us? Let's see. How do I put this? I'll tell you straight. I want you two to use your curse stones to bring Michiyo Shiraishi back from the dead. What? Oh, so it is exactly what I thought. That's why I was pursuing the Rite of Resurrection in the first place. I killed a girl with my car. Unfortunately, I had to give up my curse stone before I could succeed. But you two are curse bearers with some kind of connection to her, which means this is the perfect opportunity for me to ask you this. Well, I'm sorry. This is all so sudden, I still don't understand why you would want this? What exactly is your relationship with Michiyo? Well, we met briefly once. It was so sad to hear the news of her death the other day that I caused with my van. Right. While it would be great if we could bring Michiyo back, we've already decided not to use the Rite of Resurrection. Is that so? It seems, however, that we share a goal. I wouldn't mind collecting the soul drugs for you if you gave me your curse stone, you know? We'll have to decline that as well. Our goal is to stop the curse. Well, I see. That's too bad. I suppose I'll have to give up on the curse stones. Thank you for understanding. Ugh. I thought he was a little suspicious, but he left without making a fuss. But why doesn't he want to bring Michiyo back? Huh? Yako? Uh-oh, did she go off somewhere while we were talking? She did. Yeah, no, I really do think that the way of the movement here goes is done super duper well. Oh, interesting. But I'm gonna be Michio, not Yako. I finally caught up to you. I don't know if you noticed me following you or not, but leading me to a secluded place, you've got guts. I'm sorry, but I'll be taking your curse stone. Either you hand it over or I'll have to take it by force. What? Are you... No, 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 no. She's here again. I don't understand. It was just an accident. I swear I didn't mean to. That's why I was trying to bring you back. You're already too late. Wow, credits. Wow. Incredible. That was already the game is already over. Wow. Wow, what a conclusive ending. Let girls commit. murder. Oh. Well, that's it for Paranormasight. That absolutely was the conclusion. We definitely did not have a lot more story to go through. Not at all. In fact, that was absolutely the solution, which is why the credits are going by so fast. After this, Fumihiko Nejima went on to use the power of his curse to commit mass murder, shocking the public with unprecedented tragedy. And from that day on, Yako Sakazaki was never heard from again. Wow. Ending 1, Michiyo's Grudge. Oh, there are multiple endings. Nice. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it turns out going to the school was the correct option, but I got a nice ending out of that. I got my first ending. Nice. Definitely was not the way of things to go, but I digress. Now, we want too much to handle or standing by. Too much to handle. Summary of previous events. Harui and Richter break out into the Shiraishi residence with the detectives. They find a journal left behind by the deceased Iwai, finally revealing the mystery behind the kidnapping. However, Harui remains unsatisfied, understandably. Shigama Mansion reception room. We're back. In further news, today the body of an adult male was discovered in the residence of one Toshiko Shiraishi around noon. The man, identified as Kankichiro Iwai, is said to have been in a relationship with Toshiko. He was unemployed at the time of his death. While further investigations are still underway, it is suspected that his death is related to the recent serial killings in Honjo. Evidence on the scene may also implicate Mr. Iwai in this unsolved child abduction and murder case from last year. Well, ma'am, it seems that we've managed to settle one part of the kidnapping case for now. Let's begin discussing our next steps. Right. About the kidnapping. Judging by the official announcement, it seems what Iwai wrote is likely true. With both the kidnapping and his young accomplice dead, the police should be able to handle the rest. Now that it's over, I can't help but think about how pitiful it all is. He never would have known a thing had we not found his journal. Carelessness is what usually leads to crimes like these being exposed. It was pretty much the same with the Nejima murders. But stumbling across the answer by pure chance really makes you think. It makes my skin crawl to think of how many cases like this are left undiscovered. Me too. It's certainly disturbing. Well, with the kidnapping case all wrapped up, we can focus our rights on obtaining the Rite of Resurrection, yes? Indeed. I'm counting on you. Alright, let's reassess this current situation. Right. I must admit I never expected the police to be so on top of things. The Chief Inspector, Tetsuo Tsutsumi, provided us a good wealth of information. I'm surprised to hear he knew so much about the curse bearers. Do you think they noticed I'm one of them? I'm pretty sure Ario didn't. The Chief Inspector, on the other hand, will have to be careful around him. But if he had suspected anything, I'm sure he would have detained us. We should stay vigilant moving forward. Agreed. Even if we steal a curse stone, you may not be able to successfully perform the rite unless you're a curse bearer yourself. Would you be okay with hanging onto the stone from now on? Of course. Just don't use it though, okay? Alright. If what we've heard is true, there are just 3 curse bearers left to be discovered. There's the Whispering Canal, the Beckoning Light, and the Taiko of Sugaru left to investigate. It may benefit us to visit the places connected to these stories a few times. I see. I'm still highly suspicious of the people at Hikaku Soaps. They could be the ones pulling the strings. I don't think so, from whatever she told us, but he doesn't know that. That Takumi Yumioka fella is probably aware of the curse bearers we're searching for. Tracking his movements may prove to be useful. You want to follow him? If we were to follow anyone, he'd be my first choice, but damn it. Times like this really have me wishing I had more personnel. I imagine it's tough working on your own. It's the plight of running a small business. I'm always on the hunt for a skilled assistant. Then there's Nejima, who appeared to be the curse bearer too. The one-sided reed, I think it was. If we want to look for someone that's likely to gather a whole lot of soul dregs, well, look no further. He did say he would unleash his curse on a large number of people at nightfall. If he gets the chance to. If the chief inspector manages to track down Michio, well, then there's a chance he'll manage to apprehend Nejima before he gets up to no good. But why did you tell the chief inspector about the safe house? If he hadn't had that lead... It was written in Iwai's memoirs. It was just a matter of time till he found out. Besides, we're talking about a massacre here. I can't just turn a blind eye. How different it is from any other curse bearer collecting soul dregs? Well, if we're talking Nejima, it could be a lot more dangerous. We'll just keep a close eye on Nejima and the cops. He's always going at his own pace. He's rather fascinating. What about that girl from before, Ayame Tono? Do you think she could be a curse bearer? Well, there's a chance she could have gone and stolen someone else's curse by now. That's possible too, but... We haven't been to Midorichi Park yet, the place connected to the Taiko Sugaru. Ah, right, that's close to where she lives. What if she was a curse bearer this entire time? She could have lied. It's possible. It would make her a brilliant actress to boot. The idea's got me itching to investigate her again. Oh my god, it's like we're such a great team. That place is rather suspicious. If only we could run into someone there. Richter? Yes? Ah, that's right. Would you mind if we make a stop on our way? We can make it quick. I apologize for the diversion, but I'd like to visit a candy store if possible. Oh, I suppose I don't mind. I mean, I don't think there's really anything to add. Next up, what do we need to get our hands on a curse stone filled with soul dregs? Well, we should move. Well then, shall we depart? From this part on, you will be given the option to finish investigation, which will allow you to immediately end this part. From there, you continue on to the next part. You may also come back and restart the section from the point at which you left off. Okay. So we're in the investigation segment now. Let me make a save. Well, we promised we'd go to a candy shop, so we're going to a candy shop first. Think. Apparently, Richter likes to visit the local candy shops in every district he visits. I figured once you've seen them you've seen them all, but in reality each one has its quite own unique displays and colors to match the locale. It kind of irks me that we stopped here simply for the sake of entertainment, but I suppose he needs a little time like this to relax and recenter his mind. He works so vigorously every day. The shop's close to the park, so children have been coming and going without pause. Places like this candy shop have been slowly disappearing from the street view recently. Sonoya. The children seem pretty fond of this place. It looks comparatively new. They must have done renovations not long ago. He's up in the front of the kids to participate in the raffle. It's weird seeing an adult his age enjoying himself so much at a candy store. Look at his smile. He must have won something. How nice. Hot damn, it's Mockingbird number 10, Cacophony. He's a nihilist, but he gets the job done. Oh, well, you seem pretty happy. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Oh, it seems he didn't win anything. He's pouting so hard even the kids are laughing at him. Oh, right, ma'am. Should we go for the manjiyaki or something? That's sweet of you, but I'm not hungry right now. That's too bad. If I haven't gotten great luck with this Mockingbird raffle, you mind if I try them a few more times? Apparently most of these are just replicas of the real deal, but even so, they're well worth the price. Some of the kids saying we managed to finally snatch some real rare finds in this lottery. Go ahead. Don't buy them all now. Oh, that's so sad. I'm just gonna do this a few more times. Ah, he'd won once. Oh, I'm so proud of him. Ugh. There are some vending machines. You can buy some canned juice for 100 yen. These days, vending machines sell a lot of other things besides juice, too. Whoa, no way! Jeez, you made me jump. It's Mockingbird number 14, Foul Con Man. This man's a real speed demon. Oh, is that right? It's kinda scary how you know even the exact number with just a quick glance. It's just a simple glance, rather. Foul Con Man. uh, hell yeah. Well, I'm glad I looked around. Let's think. Oh, I think I already thought. This almost feels like I came here with a child. My boy never had much of a taste for sweets. It makes this kind of French experience for me. Well, let's move. Genuinely hilarious. Let's go to Midorochi Park. Oh. Everyone's relaxing so peacefully in the park. It's hard to imagine this was the site of some horrid curse. Before I talk to her, I gotta look around. You seemed to be a little nervous when Yamitano was mentioned, or was I just imagining it? We've reason to believe the curse bearer of the Taiko Sugara was here last night. It's possible they're already dead, but we haven't found any definite leads. You're right. Hey, that lady over there. That's a Yamaitono. She seems to be trying to hide. Watch in silence. We don't want to startle her and have her run off. Let's sit and watch her for now. The cops have yet to determine who the remaining curse bearers are. We have to find them soon. I like how we can get the... Oh, we can get the tree because the camera is behind here. I think it's very fun. I think it's very fun when they choose to where they choose to put the camera to It's fun. Called out. Alright, I'll be right back. Ah, he's gone. I suppose he really wanted to talk with her. He's the funniest bitch alive. Oh, there he is. I love him. Does he mean to jump out and surprise her from behind? Huh. Does he mean to intimidate her? Ah, she noticed. I guess his purpose was to talk with her after all? Wonder what they're talking about. She doesn't look like she's planning to run. Oh, they're coming here. There she is. What do you mean? What do you think? Smooth work by the master, hmm? Yes. Very smooth. Hello, thank you so much for yesterday. I know this is sudden, but I'm actually being pursued right now. Pursued by who? I think it's the police. Will you be willing to provide me shelter? From the police. I figured we could ask out her, see her what kind of mess she's gotten herself into. Don't make it sound like I'm some kind of criminal, please. Ah, she's being chased. The police have my apartment staked out, so I haven't been able to return home. I've heard there's something about wanting to protect me, but something doesn't feel right, and I got scared. Do you have any idea of why they're after you? Well, I have been searching for the curses, so and luckily it's not about that, but unfortunately it's about Nejima committing mass murder. We shouldn't trouble ourselves with hiding you if we're after you for a good reason. How cruel! But this handsome investigator wouldn't turn me in so easily, would you? It's unfortunate, but we've got reasons to get involved with the police ourselves. What shady reasoning! But if you got some murky secret to hide, we might as well cooperate with each other, no? The expressions are really good. I love seeing the characters do their different expressions. Anyway, how are your plans to resurrect Hokusai going? Fortunately that's been going quite well. Oh? Does that mean you found someone to steal a curse stone from? Not exactly, but I found a kind of last resort. That's just why I can't let the police get me. What do you mean by last resort? You're really asking me that? It doesn't concern you at all, why should I tell you? Ugh. And if we make a deal, in exchange for keeping you hidden from the police, you'll tell us about your last resort. Huh? Is that what got you interested? Oh, I got it. You're meaning to steal it for yourself. Not at all. I'm just curious. That excuse will just not do. I don't need you to. I'll find my way to stay safe on my own. That was a close one. I should have known the only one you can count on in this world is yourself. Ah. Can't let her get away. Let's go after her. Stop it. Don't get any closer, and I'll scream. Please, wait. We'll help you out with no conditions. Well, you changed your mind quick. That just makes you all the more suspicious. I tried my best, but I couldn't convince her to stay. Could it be you don't know how to handle a girl like that? Since she's looking for a safe haven, would you mind just me sharing the address with her, just in case? Well, it doesn't really bother me, but you do recognize there are police officers in my close family? At least it'll allow us to keep a contact no matter how small. Does that mean she's given up her plan to kill a curse stone? Richter? You know. I have one as well. A last resort. You do? Ah. Even if we don't steal another cursed stone, I already have my own. If it becomes necessary, I am prepared to use it. So you think it might be possible that she has one of her own, too? But that she despises the idea of using it to kill others, so maybe she instead means to steal a curse stone with soul drugs already in it? It doesn't contradict anything we know. She lives nearby, which means she might have the Taiko of Tsugaru curse stone. We still don't know much about that one. Richter, the last resort that Ayame spoke of, it could be our chance. We can use her. I hear you loud and clear. Something is so wrong with her, I love it. I mean, she's going through it, you know? She's going through it. I do not blame her. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Genshibori Park. Why are we going here again? Alright, this is where... The area was closed off to the public this morning after his body was found, but the police quickly managed to complete their investigation and reopen the park as if nothing ever happened. That's pretty fast. The people in this area are shockingly calm considering what happened here. You'd think they'd just be off knowing there was a dead body here just this morning. From what I heard, it happened right where you're standing now. Where is she? Where was she? Would you look at that? That's a pretty unique looking playground. Did it catch your eye? Perhaps. Now's not the time, though. But it did get you interested. Does he want to play on it? A telephone booth. It doesn't look out of the ordinary to me. I just gotta look at it, you know, for like the sake of posterity, about whether we're back in a familiar space again, you know? Bunch of kids gathered around Ricker to poke fun at his clothing. It seems like the kids come running for him wherever we are. Not too surprising with his attire. He hasn't got complaining about, though. I wonder if he has a soft spot for kids? This place is associated with the Whispering Canal. The canal must be connected to the man who was found drowned at the park. Agreed. Wasn't this victim a Heihaku Soap's employee? That's right, his name was Shogo Okie, a remarkable man. Considering his occupation, he probably came here in search of a curse stone. If people in his company know about the rite, it makes sense they'd be looking for curse stones. And the thing is that that's not what this is about. He was here because of a girl who we have not seen. I want to see her again. Yoko, I miss you. I just want to see her again. You'd think the chairwoman in Takumi would send their regular employees out to hunt for the stones? If that's the case, perhaps that Shogo died trying to take the stone from someone else? Either that, or he was killed by precisely because he was a curse bearer with a curse stone. I suppose so, but because he did stay in the area, so it's possible he got one? But then he was cursed by that curse. I mean, a similar thing happened to Yoko. Unclear what's happening with the Whispering Canal. Good point. That would mean Shogo Okie wasn't the wielder of the Whisperer Canal, of course, himself. Could he have had the Beckoning Light, or even the Taigo of Tsugaru? I was here last night, and there weren't any dead bodies then. It's highly likely he was brought here from somewhere else. If that's the case, the wielder of the Whisperer Canal has already collected his stone. Ah, ma'am, excuse me, but there's one more thing I'd like to try. Oh, be my guest. They made it quite the challenge. To pass through it, you'd have to go underneath there. He definitely wants to play on it. What does he want to try? What do you want to try, my good man? Shogo Okie was the name of the person who died here. It's hard to believe he was here by chance, only to end up murdered with a curse. Given his ties to Heihaku, we can assume he was aware of the situation and was somehow involved with these curses. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. You can go take a look if you're that interested. Literally a child. Alright, I'll go check it out just to make sure. You didn't have to think long about that. What was that? Did he find something? I found a mockingbird under the playground equipment. Damn, talk about lucky. It's number 19, Penny Prattle. Hell yeah. We're getting there. I see. Congrats. I love him. I love him. Playgrounds always get me fired up. Honjo Bridge. I don't think it would be, strange if I had gay feelings for Richter a little bit. I don't think that would be odd. There are so many old factories alongside this river, it must have been quite different in its glory days. But now most of them are closed down due to the tightening regulations on waste disposal. Sorry. It doesn't seem like anyone's been here for some time. I wonder if it's one of the factories that got shut down when they tightened up regulations. Did something draw your interest? No worries here, I just made sure to take a quick shower this morning. Wow, thanks, King. Someone must have received the Beckoning Light's curse here last night. I was out here last night looking for the curse bearer connected with the Beckoning Light, too. Did you see anything? Afraid not, but they gotta be out there somewhere. Wait, what's that? Richter? What do you think that is? Oh? I don't see anything. Really? You don't see that? I mean, it would make sense that this is the Beckoning Light. But only other curse bearers have seen it so far. It's very strange. That thing that looks like a phantom ball of flame floating in the air? A ball of flame? It must be a curse echo. Maybe only the curse bearers are capable of seeing it. But such a thing to happen in broad daylight. Ah. It's gone. I wonder if that was the Beckoning Light's Earth echo? The phantom flare you saw might have been a manifestation of the lantern. In that case, does that mean a curse bearer is nearby? Curious. Curse bearer might be looking in the vicinity. I'm gonna check the surroundings. Ah. Nothing. I didn't find anyone who looked the part. I see. I don't doubt something happened around here, but something might have changed in the area. Keep your eyes peeled. Something might have changed. Oh. It's hard to know when my controller vibrates. Has it just vibrated anything moving? I don't think anything changed. I have no idea, man. Nope, nothing here. I don't think I can do anything with this yet. But let's go to... I don't know, let's go home. Let's just check it out. Sorry, I just want to do a check around. I don't think I have the information to continue, so I'm going to end the investigation. That's fine. I know I don't have everything. Oh. What? 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 Sorry, Tetsuo. I know I should do your route, but, this... that's probably a good place to end the video, but also I want to do this. This is so hard. My life is so difficult. Every day I have to make decisions. This video is honestly probably long enough. We will end the video there. Next time, I will decide on if I'm gonna talk to these fellers up here, or if I'm gonna do darkness, because I'm so interested. What is this? Alright, everyone, that's it for this episode of Paranormasight. Again, we keep learning information, but this time we're kind of investigating other curse bearers. We got an ending. We saw some more Mockingbird stickers. A win. A win as far as I'm concerned. We learned some information. I think I said that initially, and I just repeated it again. But we also have a question mark character. And I'm wondering if maybe that is tied to the beckoning light. I don't really know yet, though. So, I'm excited to check that out with all of you next time. Bye!